Come on in, it's Monday, y'all. And it's time for another read down at the corner. This week we'll be reading The Label, a love and gospel music novel by yours truly, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Head on over to Amazon.com where you guys can get your copy of the book or download it on your Kindle. Ow! Yes, y'all. We over here reading. Catch me down at youtube.com/AlmondBrown09 over on Instagram and also on Twitch. Come on, y'all. We about to read The Label. Are you ready? Hello, and welcome back down to the corner, honey. We up under the light post tonight, baby. I am your girl, Almond Brown 09, and we are back for another reading, honey, of The Label by yours truly, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Oh, we got a lot going on, honey. We are on chapter 4. We on chapter 4, so Lord Jesus, I hope y'all have had a wonderful Monday. How was your Monday? My Monday was good. You know, I had to go to work. I did. I had to go to work. Then I had some orders to fill, t-shirts and oil and sprays and things. So I thank God for the increase. I really, really do. I appreciate you. And I had orders from YouTube for my t-shirts. So shout out to Craftable Things, honey, over there, Miss Patrice, for the love of buying my t-shirt, Holy Spirit Activate. And some people saw the t-shirts and they ordered some. So, yep. I appreciate it. So yeah, we back down here reading The Label, and you guys, listen. We know I put on my community wall, honey, the baby mama of Trevor, which is one of the guys in the group. She done sold her soul for $10,000. The man told her it was gonna be like child support for her baby, but the baby daddy sings with them, but he don't know he the baby daddy. So. I don't know what to say. I don't think he found out that that's his child just yet, but we shall see. Miss Dorothy Moody, honey, she carrying on with the carry on. That's Corey's mother, and Jackie and Corey have been found out by Corey's mom that they've been in this relationship for almost 3 years, and she wasn't expecting for Jackie to be gay because Jackie is a masculine boy, but her son is not. His words, not mine. But yeah. So we're ready for chapter 4, and it depends on how long it takes us to get through chapter 4. We'll see if we can get to chapter 5. Because we did 2 chapters last week, honey. Y'all was excited about that. So we're gonna try to get on with chapter 4. If you are here and you ain't subscribed yet, subscribe. Hopefully the internet will not be ghetto tonight. Disclaimer, there will be some cussing and probably cussing and other stuff that may be going on in the book, but y'all already know how it is. It don't reflect me, but I'm gonna read it. all right. So chapter 4, and hopefully this camera, hold on real quick. Let me push this camera back. Hold on. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. Jesus promised he'll take care of me. I don't have to worry. Okay, we back. So I think the camera is okay. I just feel like it was doing a whole lot of blurring. I don't know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get started. Chapter 4, the investigation. So they're investigating. Hey, Miss Marla. Hey, Vibrant. Hey, Miss Tanya. Everybody that's watching up there in the choir stand and have not come down here in the congregation yet. Everyone that will catch it on the replay. Shout out to the members. Hey, Miss Marla. So they investigating this whole Stratton building, the recording building or whatnot that is haunted. So that's what the investigation is for. Derek's here, said Dallas's secretary over his intercom. So what have we got? Asked Dallas after a quick handshake. Derek Samuel was an employee shared by Stratton Records and One Love Body of Believers Church. He oversaw security and troubleshoot for both organizations. What he was being asked to do now was unique to say the least. Well, first we can eliminate any history of the land itself, said Derek. Before the Uptown broke ground in 1927, the lot had sat vacant for at least 30 years. No recorded history before that. No evidence of any cemetery or ancient burial grounds either. The builder and owner of the theater, Mr. Brandon Stratton, passed away after a fatal heart attack in the projection room back in the late 50s. As far as I can tell, that's been the only death to occur on the premises. So Mr. Stratton was not only the architect, said Dallas. Right. The Stratton family was loaded. A lot of their money was made building high rises all over the Midwest. Architecture came to Brandon rather late in life. Until his late 30s, he had been a moderately successful song and dance man. After the knees started to go, he followed his family into the building business. The design for the Uptown Theater actually started out as one of his early school projects. After graduation, it became his first structure. Any indication on how involved he was with the day to day? Said Dallas. Yes, theater was his first passion, said Derek. Initially, the place was used for stage productions. The movies came later. However, my guess is that he didn't actually run the Uptown. This brings us to the second fallen portrait. Brother Anthony? Yes. It wasn't easy, but I managed to track down a couple of old souls that had actually worked there as teenagers, said Derek. According to them, both rumor had it at the time that old Brandon and Anthony Simmons were quite a bit closer than they shared with the general public. Well, I didn't know about that, said Dallas. Joy told me a little of their story, as much as he knew anyway. When Joy came into the picture, Brandon had been long gone. Dead, you mean? Yeah, as you said, Brandon had died of natural, well, he had a heart attack. He left the theater to Brother Anthony, who was already well into his 60s. Apparently, Simmons was much more involved with his church and choir life than running the Uptown. He soon closed his doors. The building had sat empty for years until Joey stumbled on it while looking for a place to sleep. Hard to imagine Joey White homeless, right? Yeah, he cleaned up real nice, that's for sure, said Dallas. Brother Anthony was the music director for what was then considered a big church over on the east side. Rather than send Joy to jail on a trespass charge, the two became friends. Brother Anthony immediately put Joy to work earning his keep around the old theater. But it was after hearing his new young friend's vocals that a different kind of love story kicked off. Brother Anthony became Joy's mentor. Together they fashioned an apartment out of the building's former office storeroom. Joy finished 4 years of college while at the same time honing his musical craft with Brother Anthony at his church. When Brother Anthony passed away, he left the building to his young protege, said Derek. It's a nice story. Now, of course, the building belongs to you. I can't help but believe that if there was going to be any spooky business around here, it would have happened a long time ago, Dallas. There's got to be something about one or more Scratch's guys, right? Man, we've got all kind of people coming through those doors just in the time I've been here. Why now? And why in the name of God is there only a problem when they're around? Be honest. You think this is all bullshit, don't you, Derek? Doesn't hurt to check things out, said Derek. I mean, you guys are paying me to work, right? Let's stick with it. Okay. So we know the problem was not with any of the girls. The first incidents occurred before they were merged. Yeah. Plus, they were here a couple of times before we even met the guys. Right. So I'll be back on the guys in the portraits, said Derek. There's got to be some kind of connection, right? I'll check out all three of the kids' parents and grandparents as well. Who knows? Maybe some ancient beef. What do you mean? These guys are all what? 19, 20 years old? How in the hell are they going to have beef with anybody in those portraits? Next thing is, I need to get them in the building one by one. Maybe you could set it up like you need a singer to fill in for somebody called in sick. I don't know. I just need the three of them in the building separately working on some kind of recording. Oh, I see what you're thinking. Elimination, said Dallas. That's brilliant. Only thing is, we have to work quickly. The whole crew is headed for the Bay Area in 3 days. Treasure Island? Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, so double up. Let's get Jackie and Corey in the main studio tomorrow morning. Consider it done. Hey, I gotta say, you seem pretty accepting of all this hocus pocus shit, Derek. Yeah, I worked a really bizarre homicide over in Silver Lake once. Let's just say I keep an open mind. So, it's a real island? Asked May. Sure is, said Karen. Used to be some kind of military base. Basically, we're on our way to San Francisco, May. According to Google Earth, the island sits halfway between Frisco and Oakland, and everybody knows how close they are. I still don't see why we have to go way up there, said Jeannie. What's wrong with recording it here? I mean, that's a big part of the reason we moved here in the first place, right? Scratch says the studio musicians here are booked solid. Besides, he's got us booked at half a dozen places around the Bay Area anyway. May as well kill two birds with one stone. Well, I'm looking forward to it, said May. Y'all, we actually got Carson and Scott Davenport writing for us. This album is going to be off the chain. They still say that? I hope it is, for all of their sakes anyway, said Karen. We need to get back to doing our own thing. What's that supposed to mean? Said Jeannie. Girl, I thought you were over all that. Okay, so you're telling us that even if this new project sells better than the last one, you're planning on ending prophecy? Karen, does that even make sense? It's a 3 album deal, sister girl. And for the record, no. I don't plan on spending the rest of my career saddled to Trevor Ross. But you guys work so well together on stage, said May. Everybody says that, even the magazines and the radio people. The boy is bad on stage, said Jeannie. When the two of you get together, it's like nobody's denying he's good, Jeannie, said Karen. We're all fantastic on stage together. It's just that. Well, let's face it. It's inevitable. He'll find out about Caleb. The kid's starting to look just like him. All it would take is one big mouth out of Atlanta. At this point, said Jeannie, so what if he does? You guys have been getting along all right, even smile in the same room every once in a while. Girl, are you brain dead? Yelled Karen. Who knows how that fool would react? What if he wanted to see him? Fight me over custody? Who knows? Right, like that's really going to happen, said May. I don't see what's wrong with Caleb knowing who his daddy is, said Jeannie. Besides, he should be paying child support. Conversation over, said Karen. We're doing this last album just like the contract calls for. That's it, and that's all. End of story. Excuse you, snapped Jeannie. You're not the only one in this group, sister girl, and this conversation is definitely not over. Corey and Jackie arrived at Stratton right on time. The story given was the one of the label's best sellers. A guy named Skip Morrison had a big blow up with a couple of his background singers. They were in the middle of recording and needed to finish several vocal tracks immediately. As luck would have it, Trevor had apparently had another late night on the town and wasn't even in his room when the early morning call from Dallas came in. Dallas and Derek sat behind several monitors in the company's security office. There was no problem at the gate, no problem with them entering the building, not as much as a flicker in the sound system. The studio session went off without a hitch. In fact, Skip all but begged Scratch to let him use the tracks. Okay, so that's two down, one to go, said Dallas. We'll get Trevor in to work on a couple of the lead tracks for the island project in the morning. Better call now then, said Derek. The way I hear it, the kids got quite a nightlife going already. Can I assume you're talking about our young Casanova? Said Sky, walking in on the 2 men in conversation. Maybe one of you guys could fill me in on exactly what we hope to accomplish with all this? Now, ain't that a bitch? Said Dallas. Who's the one that started this haunted house? Maybe we shouldn't record them here crap in the first place. I'm just asking a question, Dallas, said Sky. Let's say the electricity does start acting up the moment the kid crosses the threshold. Where do we go from there? I think it's a great question, said Derek. It's not like the kid's broken any laws or hurt anybody. I just don't get it, said Dallas. He seems like a nice enough dude. Plus, what a huge talent. The kid's a natural. He and Karen Ruth carry the whole group. Now, don't you guys start looking at me strange, said Sky. But you think it could be Joey? Joey, said Dallas. The ghost, said Sky. Let's say for a moment there really is some kind of strange supernatural thing going on around here. Who's to say it isn't the one person that pretty much everybody that works here actually knew? The room fell eerily silent. Baby, your phone is ringing, yelled the beautiful young girl Trevor had checked into a Hollywood motel with the night before. It had been a late night. He had been drinking and snorting coke until the wee hours. Trevor had come to understand that it was best to do his partying outside of the apartment, especially if he was using drugs. The last thing he needed was to bump into one of his super square roommates, or God forbid, Karen Ruth. He and Karen had been getting along too well to risk getting her going again. Trevor knew enough women, Trevor knew enough about women to know that no matter what they made their mouth say, seeing an ex with another woman, well, as the saying goes, don't poop where you sleep. There it goes again, she said. You want me to see who it is? Never touch my phone, Carla, he yelled from the shower. Never, ever do that. You hear me? My name is Portia. Just shove it under the mattress, baby. Hey, you think your boy can bring us some more blow? You got more money? Call him, Lady Portia. This cowboy is ready to ride again. When Trevor stepped back into the room, still drying off, the first thing he noticed was that the girl and all her things were gone. The second was that so were his pants, and more to the point, his keys and wallet. So what the fuck is he? Yelled Scratch into his cell. Still not answering, said Corey. This is not like him, man. Sure, we all know Trev likes to do his own thing, but to not even check in, well, we've left a half dozen messages telling him you guys need to hear from him ASAP. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else we can do, Scratch. He knows all you guys have been on the bus tonight, right? Of course. But he didn't but didn't you guys want to see him before then? Look, I'll have Gloria call around, said Scratch. Maybe he got himself arrested or something. Tell everybody that bus is leaving at 9 o'clock sharp with or without Mr. Trevor Ross. Damn it, he yelled aloud as he disconnected. As if he didn't already have enough problems trying to get the new project started. First, they were all trying to convince him that his new star child was some kind of ghost magnet. Now the damn boy was starting to show his natural black ass. Scratch had been around the music game long enough to know what no show and no answer messages usually meant. He prayed God he was wrong, that there was some logical, believable explanation for why Trevor Ross was AWOL. The last thing he needed was to play nursemaid to another drug addict. Trevor showed up just as the last bags were being loaded onto a Stratton tour bus out in front of their apartment building. Hold on, I've got to grab a few things, he yelled at the driver. Yeah, let me help you, said Scratch, moving quickly from behind the back of the bus. Oh, said Dorothy Moody. Driver, you may as well kill the engine. This may take a while. Man, he looks a mess, said Jackie. Y'all see them eyes? You think we should go in? Said Corey. Why? Do you think Scratch is going to kick his ass? Asked Jackie. Maybe that's what he needs. It's about time somebody checked his punk ass. Hey, what's going on? Yelled May Ruth from the back of the bus. They're just talking a little travel business, May, said Corey. I hope you girls charge up all your devices. It's going to be about a 7, 8 hour trip. Karen sat calmly staring out a window towards the rear of the bus. Jackie and her were on the exact same page. She had several drug users on on her father's side. Wide, dilated pupils, fidgety movements. She knew the look. My God, she thought. They'd only just arrived in California and already there was trouble on the horizon. The only thing she could do now was to focus like a laser on finishing the contracted album and then getting her sisters and herself clear of what would surely be a train wreck. And why was he wearing women's pajama bottoms with a sports jacket, looking like a damn clown? No, that man would not be spending any time with her son. She'd see to that. When Scratch and Trevor finally joined the others on the bus, you could hear a pin drop for the first 20 minutes. After that, Trevor pulled a blanket over his head and was out for the rest of the trip. Scratch gave everyone else a little pep talk and reminded them that Trevor was their friend, that they should all pray for him, and more importantly, keep an eye on him. He then passed 9 by 11 manila envelopes around to everyone. All right, you guys, and beautiful ladies, of course. These are the first 4 songs we'll be working on, said Scratch. You'll notice the first 3 were written by Sky. The tracks for those are all on the disc. Carson and Sky are still working on Carson's cut, which ought to be coming to us in a couple of days. Dope, said Jackie. So we're in the studio as soon as we touch down? We've got 6 weeks, give or take, said Scratch, plus 4 gigs around the Bay Area, so far on the weekends. I know it's a lot. I also know you guys are seasoned professionals now. We can do this. That is assuming Mr. Wonderful over there can keep up and stay focused. Let's lock him in the studio until the thing is done, said Jackie. It's tempting, said Scratch. Look, I know you guys are pissed at him, as am I, but he did make it back on time. Sorta. Claims he forgot to bring his charger, said Jackie. Like that's the only phone in the city of angels. Sad, said Karen. I sure hope this is not a sign of hell to come. Forget all that noise, said Dorothy Moody. Check out the lyrics for the Try Saved. This is really beautiful work, Scratch. Wait till you put them on the tracks, said Scratch. You've got to give it to Sky Davenport. The dude is blessed. He then popped the disc into the bus's sound system. Everybody fell silent. Heads and feet began bobbing and tapping to the rhythm. Come on in, said Dallas as Derek tapped, then peeked into his office. So the kid was a no-show? If you've got a minute, said Derek. Sure, what's up? Well, we've established that there was only one recorded death on the actual premises of the old theater. I've come across something that just might have some relevance. I'm all ears, said Dallas. The man in the second portrait, Anthony Simmons, said Derek. As far as I can tell, based on the documents I could dig up, the man was almost always referred to as Brother Anthony. Not merely Anthony or Mr. Simmons, always Brother Anthony, even on official documents, such as the deed and old insurance policies for the theater. So, what does that mean? I checked with City Hall. Looks like he had it legally changed based on his role and commitment to an organization called the First Church of New Life Rising. Actually, it looks like this church is where both Simmons and Stratton spent a lot of their time and money. An unusual name, said Dallas. An unusual church, said Derek. They'd be considered a cult by today's standards. Nothing too far out except in their beliefs about death and or the afterlife. Something tells me this is about to get interesting, said Dallas. Maybe it's nothing, but I dug up a copy of the man's will. Of course, we already know how the building was passed along. What was interesting was an attachment with specific instructions concerning the handling of his. I'll just cut to the chase. The guy left instructions that immediately after he was cremated, Joy was to spread half of his ashes in 12 designated places around the old theater. Weird. Not yet, said Derek. Apparently, there was a portal left open by Mr. Stratton in the building's original foundation. The rest of his ashes, said Dallas. Bingo. Call it a hunch, but I intend to find out just exactly how Mr. Brandon Stratton was laid to rest. And see. So that was chapter 4 of the label. I think we can get into chapter 5, but y'all hold on. I'm a little parched. Don't go nowhere. Ow! Welcome on in. It's Monday, y'all. And it's time for another read down at the corner. This week we'll be reading The Label, a love and gospel music novel by yours truly, Mr. Timothy Blaine. Head on over to Amazon.com where you guys can get your copy of the book or download it on your Kindle. Ow! Yes, y'all. We over here reading. Catch me down at youtube.com/AlmondBrown09 over on Instagram and also on Twitch. Come on, y'all. We about to read The Label. Are you ready? All right, all right, all right. And we are back. We are back with The Label, honey. That was chapter 4. We are on to chapter 5, baby, because this story is getting a whole lot more crazier with these people in this presumed cult. We'll see. Chapter 5, Trouble Up North. All right, everybody, yelled Scratch, standing in the aisle at the front of the bus. To your right is where we'll be working. Wow, said Corey. That part must have been boot camp. Hey, check out that huge building. Now that looks hella familiar. I read a few big movies have been made here, said Jackie. As in Lucas Studios big, you can see why. Check out the Bay and check out San Francisco. This place is gorgeous. That it is, said Dorothy. So where are we staying, Scratch? We've got 3 spots. You girls will be at the top of the hill over there, said Scratch, pointing to the south. We'll take you up there first, then double back. There are a couple of apartments at the back of the studios. Supposed to be one for me and a huge barracks for the rest of you guys. Well, you and Jackie can have the smaller one to yourselves, Corey. Somebody wake up Mr. Van Winkle. Do we have to? Said Jackie. Let's unload the bus first, man. Dude can be a real pain when he's woken up, especially after he's been out all night. How long have you guys known each other, Jackie? Asked Scratch. Since Jump Street, said Jackie. The parents were all best friends in high school. Our dads were in the army together. We came up like close cousins. 12 will be all right, Scratch, said Corey. Just blew off a little steam, that's all. Keep him busy is all I can say, said Jackie. I'm glad we're doing the album way up here, man. This ought to work out fine. Okay, now just so you all know, Dallas is doing lead vocals on 2 cuts, said Scratch. But we'll be adding his tracks. As far as I know, he won't be coming up. Now, won't that be kind of weird? Asked Karen. I mean, we're supposed to back him up, right? Done all the time, Karen, he said. Don't worry, this project will come together as smooth as silk. Dallas has committed to do promotions, a video, a couple of TV gigs, and at least 3 concerts with you guys. Now that's some kind of wonderful, said Dorothy. Y'all know how busy the man got to be? It's not like we're his only artist, and it's not like performing is his main focus anymore. She's right, said Scratch. You guys are getting star treatment on this one. To have all those guys on board is a major elevation. We've got to give this one our very best. This project has all the markings of a classic. Corey and Jackie curled up on the oversized sofa of the little studio apartment they'd been given, going over the material they'd been working on the following morning. They'd be working on the following morning. As predicted, Trevor had not been pleased to discover that they'd been given the only private apartment. This was not by chance. Scratch wanted to keep his star child close by and working hard. Although Trev wouldn't like bunking up with Scratch and the three musicians that had also made the trip north, deep down he had to know that he worked best on a short leash. There were touring commitments booked around the US and Canada starting in 8 weeks. They had 6 to finish recording. I'm with my mama. Try Saved is definitely the one so far, said Corey, looking up from where his head lay in Jackie's lap. The idea is so fresh. I love it. Sky is the best, said Jackie. You think he's really a multimillionaire? Yeah, he's a real deal, all right. Technically, Dallas owns Stratton. Sky's money is from inheritance. I guess he's always been rich. Can you believe they actually met right over there? Asked Jackie, gazing over to the bay at the skyline of San Francisco. Bet it was hella romantic. I'm worried about Trevor, Jackie. Tell me about it, said Jackie. And did you catch the look on Karen's face when he finally showed up? I just know they better not mess this up. Neither one of them. Karen will do her part, said Corey. She's not the one to worry about. Trevor's always been kind of wild, you know that. Let's just pray he's not adding anything to the mix. You mean something more than alcohol and a little weed? You saw him, Corey. And what's with all the secrets lately? I mean, Trev and me were like brothers, man. We talked about everything. Now, if I ask him what time it is, he act like I'm trying to get in his business. You didn't tell him about us for a long while, said Corey. Hell, you didn't even tell him about yourself, Jackie. That's a hell of a secret. Maybe he's got a little attitude about that. We could have talked more about what's going on with me, said Jackie, especially after you came into the picture. But trust me, Trevor's not as naive on the subject as you might think. What is that supposed to mean? Nothing. We should get some sleep, Corey. Busy day tomorrow. Bullshit. What do you mean by he's not as naive on the subject? Just drop it, would you? Said Jackie. I'm hella sleepy. Guess Trev's not the only one keeping secrets. It's not that. Look, we were just kids, said Jackie. We took an oath, Corey. Please, just drop it, would you? You and Trevor? You've got to be kid stuff. It was over by 11 or 12. That's about when he caught the chick bug. He's not even a little bit gay, if that's what you're thinking. Now, promise me you won't ever say anything about it, Corey. I mean it. I should have never said anything. Scout's honor. Okay, different subject. I don't know about you and Jackie, but I'm not buying the lame excuses they gave us. What? Come on, babe. Why in the hell are we up here? Here we go. Can we please skip the Scooby Dooby Doo business tonight, Corey? Maybe the building had rats or giant cockroaches. What difference does it make? Point is, we're up here. The project's kicking off in the morning. Who gives a shit which studios we use? So it doesn't bother you that that building apparently has a problem with us? Said Corey. Come on, Jackie. How many coincidences is it going to take? Buildings don't have feelings, Corey. You're talking about bricks, remember? Well, something is. I've been thinking. Uh-oh. I don't believe they needed us to fill in on that recording with Skip, said Corey. I think that was all bullshit. Okay, so believe it or not, I'm actually with you on that one. Obviously, you're not the only one seeing dead people. That shit was so obvious. They were splitting us up, man. Good news is, we apparently passed the test. I didn't see, hear, or feel any of that weird shit. Did you? You knew they were testing us? Why didn't you say anything, Jackie? I didn't, and still don't want to encourage you. And please don't get anybody else going. We need to get and then stay focused on this project, Corey. Now forget about LA and help me pull out this piece of shit, said Jackie, standing there removing the cushions from the well worn sofa bed. Corey let the conversation drop. He was in deep thought. Trevor was having a rough night. After the good long sleep on the bus, he was wide awake and the Jones was kicking his ass. He wanted more Hennessy, more cocaine, and a whole lot more pussy. That last run had not ended well. He should have knew the party couldn't and wouldn't go on forever. But he had felt like he was just getting warmed up when that strawberry took off with his pants and money. The party was supposed to end after the third or occasionally the fourth nut, not a moment before. All he wanted to do now was get this album done, do the damn tour, and then get back to LA. A successful tour was essential. They were all paid a weekly draw, sure enough, but the big payout came at the end of the tour. That's when the profits were split up. He hated the idea of the six-way split. Karen and him did all the heavy lifting after all. Someday soon, maybe even after his record, he'd go solo. That's where the money was. And Travis sure needed the money. Partying on his level was not cheap. Dorothy walked out onto the back deck of the little cottage she was to share with the Ruth girls, carrying two mouse traps and a small block of American cheese. The next part of her plan would require the fresh blood of no less than three large rodents. Thankfully, the cottage sat snug up against a heavily wooded area. She didn't know the island. The deck would be the only hunting ground needed. In the morning, while the others worked, she scouted out a perfect clearing for the burning of the black candles. Dorothy Moody was a witch, a dark and evil witch who'd come to California with an agenda. Mm. Okay, let's try the harmony first, yelled Scratch from the control booth where he sat with Steve the engineer. I want to hear all the voices evenly. Us too, said Trevor in reference to Karen and himself. Everybody means everybody, said Scratch. We need to set the soundboards. Just relax. Blend the harmony soft. Make it pretty for me. On three. The first day of rehearsals came off as well as could be expected considering all the material was brand new. Not only for Prophecy, the musicians were a combination of three guys from Scratch's core group and a few local guys coming together for the first time. The schedule allowed for 6 days in rehearsals and then right to recording the first few songs. The others would be sent up as fast as LA could put them together. Trevor's voice had been a bit scratchy at first, but by day three, he was in full form. Come on, man. A seance? Said Dallas. He was speaking to Sky and Derek in the main studio at Stratton. I think we may be getting a little carried away here. Really? Said Sky. Yet you've got Derek looking into the lives of dead people. Either we're going down this road or we're not. Not my call, guys, said Derek. But if you're going at this thing like there's even a possibility that is, they're just con men, damn it, snapped Dallas. You two really want to bring some carnival freak in here to get us all tripping even harder than we already are? Actually, the term would be con woman. Tamalika is no man, said Derek. And she's not a con artist, Dallas. I'm telling you, this woman is the real deal. All right, let's hear the story, said Dallas. Thinking that if there was one thing Derek Samuel took away from his time with the LAPD, it was a shitload of weird ass stories. He had a feeling this one was going to be a doozy. Yeah, how did you meet this voodoo woman anyway, Derek? Asked Sky. Don't repeat that around her boss. She's not voodoo. In fact, it's probably best to let her do most of the talking. Oh, girl's kind of sensitive. She's been known to walk away from a case no matter how heinous if the vibe isn't right. Cops use her? Asked Dallas. Unofficially, said Derek. But yeah, the lady Tamalika Davis has earned a lot of respect around LA law enforcement. That case I was telling you about over in Glendale, the one that spooked all my men, Tomo's the one that caused the walkaway. You said that was a murder case, said Sky. This woman interfered with a murder investigation? As it turned out, some freak had killed his wife and kid, then boiled, seasoned, and ate them, said Derek. Monster skin and bone, a newborn baby. What? Whew. Oh my God, said Dallas. This person helped him get away? Hardly. Tamalika walked through the site, swore she saw dead people in the plaster, the furniture, the floorboards. In terror, she warned everyone to pull out. I'm telling you, not one person dared to cross back over the threshold of that murder house again. But the killer, said Sky. Sick bastard bled out in the squad car, said Derek. He ate his hands off, man. There were cops guarding the perimeter when the building spontaneously burst into flames. I'll tell you, there wasn't a splinter left. Who burned it? Asked Dallas. Now therein lies the mystery, said Derek. It was never a case of who done it. More like a case of who the fuck burned our crime scene down to ashes right before our eyes. Well, this building sure as hell ain't. Nobody's burning anything around here, said Dallas. I hope you're sure about this woman, Derek. You know I wouldn't bring anybody I didn't trust wholeheartedly in on this, Dallas. And no, we're not talking about a seance. At least not just yet. She simply wants to walk through around the building. I haven't told her anything about the circumstances, and you two shouldn't say anything either. Just let her walk around. You'll see. Okay, so where the fuck is he? Yelled Scratch from the control room. Disclaimer, we know it's gonna be cussing and more cussing and cussing and cussing and cussing on top of cussing, but we're gonna keep on reading. Because they're carrying away. Okay. You're asking us, said Jackie. You sleep 5 feet away from him. What's going on? Said May. Trevor's missing? How in the hell can he be missing? Said Karen. Damn it. This is just the kind of bullshit I was worried about, said Scratch. I think we should all take a few breaths, said Corey. Maybe he's at the store or something. What store? Asked Jackie. Anybody see a store around here? There are a couple of stores about a block up, said the studio owner, engineer Steve. Nothing open this early, though. I hate to tell you this, guys, but there are buses leaving in both directions every 20 or 30 minutes. Don't even think that way, man, said Corey. Come on, Jackie. We're checking the beaches. Maybe he got lost. Check all you want, thought Scratch. This was bad. Suddenly he had a terrible thought. He reached around for his wallet. He'd been carrying nearly $2,000 for miscellaneous expenses. His wallet was flat. Trevor exited a city bus at what a sign announced was a temporary home of the Trans Bay Terminal in the heart of downtown San Francisco. He was confused. Very confused, in fact. He couldn't remember anything before stepping off the bus he just exited. If someone, for whatever reason, would have asked him his name, he would have been stuck. Hey, you look like you lost, buddy, said a scruffy old man pushing a shopping cart full of bottles and aluminum cans. Where you trying to get to? Huh? Uh, Nowhere, stammered Trevor. Downtown, I guess. Man, you already there, said the old man. Market Street straight up that way. Ah, okay, cool. Hey, you think you can spare $1, young brother? Huh? Okay, said Trevor, reaching into his left pocket. It was full of bills. As he made his way in the direction suggested as he contemplated his situation, who was he? Where did he live? Where was he coming from? Or more importantly, going to? Should he flag down a cop? Well, at least he knew what a cop was, so his mind wasn't a total clean slate. What had happened to him, he wondered. Had he been in an accident? There were no cuts or scrapes on him or his clothes. A hospital? Yes. That's what made the most sense. He needed to be checked out. Talking to cops wouldn't be safe. At least not until he knew for sure why his pockets were full of money. Dorothy Moody faked concern. It wasn't easy being around all those people. Everything in her wanted to laugh out loud. She still had it all right. She hadn't felt as good as the day she dropped that pallet of microwave on. Ooh. She hadn't felt as good since the day she had dropped that pallet of microwave oven on Jackie's father. Now she just had to hope her spell would hold. If she knew Trevor Ross, he'd be finding plenty of trouble to immerse himself in soon enough. And scene. That is the read of The Label, honey. A love and gospel music novel by Mr. Timothy Blaine. Hey, Soul Sister number one show, honey. Baby, you got a red ball bag, honey. We done read chapter 4 and 5. Soul Sister, how you doing, boo? Listen, now, Dorothy Moody, and I'm going to drop the link. If anybody want to come up here and discuss the chapters that we just read, which is 4 and 5, we can do that. If you are just getting here and you do not know what we're talking about, honey, go back to the other two videos, to chapter 1, and then the other video with chapter 2 and 3. And then come back to the third read so you can catch up to chapter 4 and 5. But we see that Dorothy Moody, baby, she a whole witch. She right here casting spells and things. She the one got Trevor Ross on drugs. Okay? Because there is no reason that Trevor go from right here singing and things to now he out here strung out on drugs on the street. And he don't even know where he is in San Francisco now because she done did a whole baby. She was like, I put a spell on you. Baby, she put a spell on him. And she up here laughing about it. But she did tell y'all, by any means necessary, she was going to get her son, Corey Moody. She was going to get him this contract. But I don't know why she got to do this to all the boys. Because if Trevor is the best and Corey is like the last, they might just bring in other people to take place of Trevor and Corey. So some fishy going on here, and I think Scratch gonna be the first to figure it out. But yes, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I think that when Sister Tamalika Davis comes in and Sister Dorothy Moody is gonna be there, baby, she gonna feel all type of energy pulling from her. So I already know this might not be pretty. So they not. I don't think they're gonna tell. Of course, they're not gonna tell the crew who the lady is and why she's gonna be coming there, walking around and stuff like that. So we're gonna figure out what's going on with the get out. So that threw me for a whole loop because I was not expecting black magic all up in through here, girl. I had to cross myself because I didn't know what was going on. Okay, Lord Jesus, put your hedge of protection, honey. I plead the blood of Jesus. All of that stuff because I don't know what Uncle Tim done wrote up in this book. I don't know what's coming next. We do know that Miss Dorothy is casting spells and things on people, which is crazy. But we'll see next week about that. So we are here, Soul Sister. If you still here, we are here every Monday night down here at the corner. Baby, we had to meet up under the light post tonight. Okay, and I'm glad we met up under the light post because we see it's a lot of dark magic going on in this book. But we down here at the corner every Monday night at 9 o'clock p.m. for our reading corner. And then tomorrow night, we shall be back here. Prayerfully, tomorrow night, we'll be back here at 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock ish for our review. Shadia and myself, we are going to be reviewing. Um, it's just not gonna show? It's not gonna show. I tried to put a picture up. There you go. Young, famous in Africa. We're gonna be back here tomorrow night at 9:30, 10 o'clock for the review of that. And then we're gonna be back here on Wednesday night. Well, no, we're gonna be at Polo's. So let me get Polo's link just in case you guys are not subscribed to Polo. You guys can go and sub to hold on. Sub to Polo at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be over there on her channel for our show Around the World with Us. That is myself and Polo. It is our news show where we do stories that matter to us from around the world. You may get a little bit of celebrity in there, but we try to throw in real life people. We're not saying celebrities aren't real life, but stuff that happened in our backyard. My backyard is Florida. Her backyard is Texas. So yeah, so we'll be doing that on Wednesday, and then meet us Saturday night on Twitch. Shadia dropped the link just above you. If you did not see it, get on Twitch. We have our Munchies and Movies watch parties where we go over there, honey, and we watch movies and we be typing all the way in the chat, baby. We be talking out loud in the chat. So that's what we do on Saturdays at 9 o'clock p.m. It's something about that 9, honey. He just do something for me. But Thursday, if all is well, we'll be back here again for our 6th review of Young, Famous, and African. Thursday night. So you got Tuesday night. Oh, your girl busy. Jesus Christ. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. We're going to skip on Friday, back on Saturday, okay? And then church with me on Sunday if my son don't have a tournament and I don't have to be there early in the morning. That's why y'all didn't see me this Sunday, because my son had a tournament and they won the championship. So woo, 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 for my son and his team. They won their championship game. We had to fight. We had to fight against the referees as well as the coaches and the whole gym. We had to fight against them, but we won. We pulled it out and we got the championship, honey, because God don't like ugly. Okay? When y'all be trying to cheat and things, we still put it out. They did the darn thing. My baby got knocked upside the head, but that was all right because he jumped up and ran to the other end of the court and blocked the ball of another boy. And I ain't going to tell you who the boy was, because then I'm going to sound a little, but it was funny to me, baby. I was hollering and yelling. Okay? Okay, but yes, girl, very busy, really busy. Okay, but I still try to give you guys all of me, and I want to show you guys. So I just pressed this shirt tonight. This is for one of my clients. Well, somebody ordered this shirt, so it says melanin, honey. It's a black shirt with gold writing. So I do have this available. I have one more design of this, but I also have melanin. I think in black, white, and I think I have lime green. I'm not sure. So this is for one of my guys. So this is a 2X. So, but I'm going to come down here one day and we're going to have a tea party, meaning t-shirt party. And I'm going to show you guys some of the designs that I have, and you guys can order. You guys can order them or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. We are at 2,051 subscribers. So yay, I am excited, you guys. And every last one of y'all count, be it if y'all here watching me or someone told you to come over here and subscribe to me. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys, especially all of my Almond Delights, honey, and my Almond Delights 2.0, meaning my members and my armor bearers. You see in the chat now, which is Shadia. Right now, she's the only one here, I think. My armor bearers are my moderators. And I appreciate you guys up here in the choir stand. That is all of you guys watching that decided not to drop down here in the congregation and type in the chat. Talk about y'all. So, yeah. But we're going to go, and I will see you guys later. Hopefully, Mr. Timothy Blaine can come back next week. But I know it's a whole lot going on out here on these YouTube streets. So he probably out there being nosy. But he was downtown San Francisco with his nephew eating at the Cheesecake Factory. So I don't know, maybe he's still down there stuffing his face. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to let you guys go. So smile at somebody. It'll change their day. It may even change your day, honey. Even with a mask on, they can still see it in your eyes. I love you guys with the love of God. And there is what, honey? Nothing you can do about it. I'm going to talk to y'all later, child. Bye. Thank you all for joining another episode of Almond Delights Reading Corner. I pray that you enjoyed yourself and you're relaxing your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. Come back and join us again next week as we continue our reading. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Be blessed and enjoy your evening.